Hello everybody and welcome back to Lucky by Nature. I'm Beast Demon and today I'm finally going to share with you the way I solo the Caverns of the Lost Hope. And it's almost as easy as getting through the tech cave. Guys, I actually used to call this the Caverns of Death because it claims so many of my dinos, including some Ichthys, a couple of Mosas, some Plecies, and even my little sausage friend, the Basil. Rest in peace, little buddy. The only dino that I haven't lost is the squid. But I have had some really close calls, and to be honest, I don't really want to lose that because I really like it. But besides the fact that not many people have high-level squids, especially lone wolves, it just wouldn't be feasible to show you how to do this cave with a squid, and plus it's not the best dino to do this cave with anyway. I found that the best dino to use for this cave is actually the golem. You don't even need a high level one either. I found out something very interesting when I first tried this. When you use the golem, you pretty much get ignored by just about everything in the cave except for the little scorpion looking critter. They are the only thing that will aggro on you. They are easy enough to avoid, but you really don't need to. And plus sometimes they give you black pearl, so that's always a bonus. Alright guys, so far it's been smooth sailing. As you can see over here, there's a loot crate, and who wouldn't want to see what's in it, right? I want to show you something very important right here. We are really safe while we are on the golem, but what happens when you get off? We get off and then we get right back on because I mean, you can get destroyed so fast right here. But see, all these guys came out of nowhere. And also notice how one just stopped. So they will only attack for a little bit. See, the second one just stopped as well. And I could sit here and, you know, I could beat them to death. But I don't know what else there is. So you run the risk of getting killed if you get off. I mean, you can also just sit there, get off, get back on. Also notice my stats. We didn't lose much, but also my melee is not all that high on this guy because I put all my most of my levels on movement speed. And that's because this golem was just gonna be one of my fun golems, and it is pretty fun. It's really fast. But anyways, so I just wanted to show you that don't get off your golem. You will need to get off over here once we get to that hole that leads us to the artifact, but in order to get through this, you just go over here to the side and just kind of squeeze in, and that's it. Now we can actually make it all the way to where the artifact is, or the hole of the artifact. But I also want to show you another important tip. So I'm gonna go this way, see what's over here, and I'm gonna try to kill everything over here. I'm gonna be looking for these little critters. Most of these things I can't even pronounce, so I'm not even gonna attempt to do it. But it's those little critters. Yeah, right there. You see them? Right there, slightly to the left. Now, you are pretty safe when you're on the golem, but these guys you do not want to mess with, because even though they ignore us, as soon as they squirt that stuff, it's crazy time, because everything comes at you just like normal. So that's the only other thing that will, besides yourself, if you get off your golem, you will bring everything towards you. But as long as that's active, that's pheromone stuff, they will continue attacking you until it wears off. So whenever you see them, just ignore them. So let's, we still got about 15 seconds. So we're gonna fight it out. I'm not too worried about my golem, because it does have pretty good health. Those donkleys are probably the one thing that can hurt us the most. And the other awesome thing is that when these jellyfish or the eels shock you, you don't get knocked off your dino, which that's a huge bonus. So there we go. It finally ran out. So see, we don't have to sit there. Oh, look at this little guy. But once it runs out, then all of a sudden they stop. Don't forget that everything will fight you, but only for a little bit. Okay, we finally made it to the entrance that will lead us to the artifact. You will be the bait, and you will simply come down and have sea dinos come after you. And if they don't, then just shoot them so they will come after you. Make your way back to your golem as fast as you can, and wait for the sea dinos to get to you. You kill them and then just rinse and repeat. A few very important tips. Make sure your golem is on passive, because you don't want it to accidentally aggro while you're in the hole, because if it gets stuck, good luck trying to get him out. Unless you have a squid. But one thing for sure is that you will die just trying to get back out of the cave. Also, make sure you bring a really good crossbow, because it's faster to kill the small fish like the piranhas, jellyfish, and eels with a couple of shots rather than bringing them all the way out to your golem. One other thing I have to stress, guys, is that make sure you bring some really good scuba gear because it's really hard to see the piranhas and sometimes you will get surprised by them. And they can kill you really fast if you're not careful. As soon as you get hit by something, get back to your golem ASAP. I pretty much always get hit by piranhas at least once because they hide really well in the little crevices through here. Other than that, just kick some sea dino butt, guys, and have fun. That was easy enough, although I did get hit a few times by those darn piranhas. But I feel pretty comfortable with this cave, so I don't bring medical brews or anything like that. But I do suggest you bring some the first couple of times you do this because you never know if you might need them or not. Or at least until you get used to it. Usually, if I get to half health, like I am now, I would just go to the golem and wait a couple of minutes and replenish my health. But I didn't do this this time because I was almost completely done clearing the little cave. So now I'm going to go the rest of the way so you can see all of the cave if you're not familiar with it. Or at least we will go as far as the golem can take us. So we finally made it to the end of the cave, but there is an upper part that you can go through. But for that, you need to take your flippers off and your tank. If you are planning on doing this part, I suggest you bring some fire arrows. Probably you might want to bring some armor, like flak or something like that. Because pretty much you use the fire arrows for the onyx. Everything else, you can just have them follow you into the water and just make your way back around to the ramp. There really isn't much up here except for 2 notes or dossiers, and that's pretty much it. So you can decide if it's worth your time or not. Now it's time for us to make our way back out so I can show you how to get your golem back up to the surface. Alright guys, so here's the tricky part. You don't want to fall right here, so you want to go as high as you can. Sometimes you do get stuck right there by that rock. If you do get stuck, just kind of turn around a couple of times and you'll get unstuck. But you pretty much just follow this path right here, and this will take you back to the surface, and that's pretty much it. We're done. So I hope that this is helpful to you guys, and you know, hopefully you'll feel more comfortable at trying this cave, because I know a lot of people don't want to try it. But that's it for me, guys. So until next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human.